Hi, it's Ben Pedrozzini from Dita Solutions. Today I'm going to show you how to navigate around Dita Manager. I've put in my username and password here and I'm going to log in. The Dita Manager is an essential tool for HR managers or managers so that they can monitor where their staff are at in their training, allocate them training, lock them out, pull reports and so on. Where we've ended here is in the dashboard. And you can see this is our Fakes from School organisation, and we can easily see that we've got 20 modules built into this system, 52 users and 19 groups. Let's go down to the next tab, which is the User Manager tab. The User Manager tab lists out all of your staff or your clients, whichever it is, and you can see here quickly overlooking the first name, last name, username, their position, when they last logged in, and then we have some other actions over the side here. First one being we can edit their details, so quickly change their details or even disable or lock them out of their account. This next action is to disable a user, so you can, if you're wanting to disable a user straight away, you can just click on that button. Next one is so you can add a module to that particular person. There's no modules. This person's got all of them already, so there's none to add. So let's look at another person. This person we can add modules to by simply clicking on it, then choosing to notify them automated system by email. Click on there to the date that we want to have them complete the module by, and we can even choose when we want it to be active by. That way that you can set them modules in advance for the full year or a couple of years. After every action, the system will ensure that you have were wanting to either save or discard what you've just done so that there's no mistakes made. And the final action there is to view their profile. This is just a snapshot of where they're at, where this user's at, and we can see this user's completed the backstroke and freestyle modules to 100%. So well done for them. The next tab over up the top here is for administrators. So you've got the normal users, and then we've got administrators. And with administrators, they are your team that will be monitoring the staff or the clients. And you have two main types. The first is a master administrator. That means they have full access and can create groups and can also create other administrators to have access into this Dita Manager. And we have normal administrators, and we can set up what type of accesses they have and what groups that they can be in charge of. Now, each of virtually everywhere throughout the system, we have these three buttons: CSV, Excel, and PDF. That's why you can pull out reports on everything that you're seeing on these screens. And if we want to add new members, we've got an add new admin member there, and back over on the user table we can add new users there, or we can upload CSV files so that if you want to integrate hundreds or thousands of staff members in one go, then you're not having to enter their names in individually. Okay, moving down to the next tab is the modules tab. So these are all the training modules that you have available for your staff or clients. I'm just going to drop down so that we can see all of them here. I know that we've got 20 modules in total, and this shows the name of the module, whether it's an in-house module or it's a purchase module, whether it's when you create it, if it's enabled, and what licenses you have. We can disable them from here, these modules, so that no one has access. Edit the users that are in this module, so these are the current users, and we can also add new users from here. And we can also enroll groups, which I'll go on to in the next tab. So this next tab down is the groups tab. Groups are extremely important when you're doing training so that you can group all of your staff determining on their department or on their location or on their state. So that way there's meaningful reports that you can pull out, and users can be in multiple groups. So in other words, they might be in a store in Brisbane, plus they might be under a regional Brisbane group, and they might be under a state group. And once again, we can edit the members or add modules to that group. So if you've got, like in this instance where there's 36 members in it, you can add modules to that group. Funnily enough, this group's got all of the modules added to them. We'll go to another one, and so we can add all of these modules. We could add 10 modules to that group all in one go, rather than having to do it individually. We can create new groups just by simply clicking on this button up here, group name, the description of them, and then that's set up for you then to add users into the group. Next tab down is licenses. Licenses are an important part of how this system works, so that you know how many licenses, what type of licenses you have, and how many you've been allocated or purchased, and how many you've got remaining, and also the allocation date, active date, and inactive date, so that you're always on top of what you've got left. Reports is probably the backbone of this system, so that then you have full control or full understanding of what your staff have done in their training, where they're up to in their training, and by drilling down into the reports, what they understand and what they don't understand. So this first tab is a user's reports. So this is looking at the individual and what they've done. So if we look at Melissa here and click on her reports, then we can see all of the modules that she has that she's working on. She's very good. She's completed a lot of these, and in particular, we can go to one of those modules and have a look at her assessments for that module. And that's loaded up there. And so we drilled right down to when she started each assessment within that module, when she's finished, how many questions she's done, how many attempts she's taken to go through that, the pass and the results, and then once again drill further down to a question level, so that we know how she's gone on every individual question. Once again, as I said before, you can pull out all of this information, all these reports, through CSV files, Excels, and PDFs, and that's in all of these tabs. Let's go to the group report. So once again, if you're managing a store or a location, then you're only interested in your location, so you can pull reports just on this location or this group. So going this way, we can go down into the individual person. We can simply go back to there again, or we can go into the modules that this group. So we're going to have an overall look of how the group as a whole is going in these modules. So we can see how many are enrolled in each of the modules from this group, how many have started, how many have finished, how many assessments there are, and then once again we can go down further into the assessment reports. Module reports. So module reports, so you're putting out a specific type of training to your staff or your clients, and you're wanting to have reports on how that training is going, just that particular module training is. From this you can see how many enrolled, when they've started, how many of those have started and finished, and then go down into the user and assessment reports for that module, specific module. The next tab down, which there is nothing in this system, is a clients tab. If you're a reseller, you have clients that are going to be using your training, then you'll be able to assist them, because you'll have access to their training or their interface, and but they won't have access to yours. So you'll be able to monitor them and help them through any queries that they have. And the final tab is the help files. So the help files in the system, so that any time that you have a question that you want a quick answer to, you want to know how to add a new user, so you go to the user manager tab and search for adding the new user. I'll go back to the dashboard there. That's about it. I'll be going into each individual aspect a lot more thoroughly in the future, so keep watching out for new videos. But if you want any more information at the moment, go to www.ditasolutions.com. Thank you.